Good evening from the Etihad, where Manchester City have beaten Burnley 6-0 in the FA Cup quarter-final. Booked their place in the last four, and a Wembley date awaits. We'll find out who they play tomorrow when the other three quarter-finals take place, and then the draw. Pep Guardiola in his press conference already mentioning the date of the semi-final. He's obviously got a pretty average record, I guess you'd say, in FA Cup semi-finals. Often finds them tricky, and I think the date is always a problem for City, because it will come again after Bayern Munich away. I think we'll be Bayern away on the Wednesday, and then City on the Saturday or the Sunday in the FA Cup. And that semi-final and those two games together have always been pretty tricky for City, and Guardiola did mention that again in his press conference. But that is a bridge to cross when we get there. Really, a lot of games between now and then, but this was another rout for City, in phenomenal form at the moment, and a familiar tale, I guess, in these games against Burnley. I think they've won four of the last five here, 5-0. This was 6-0. It was a much better performance from Burnley, I thought, under Vincent Kompany. Fantastic reception for Kompany when he came out, and for the first half an hour they played with real aggression and intensity, pressed City aggressively, man-marked in midfield, the type of stuff that the majority of Premier League teams don't do when they come here, and for that half an hour it really caused City problems. But they got that first goal through going long, basically. Guardiola had signalled to Stefan Ortega earlier in the game to consider going long when there was no options in midfield. He told HAALAND to stay high, to stretch the pitch, to compete for those balls, and went long to HAALAND, nodded it down to Alvarez, got the ball back, slotted it away, 1-0, and that was it. HAALAND scored again a few minutes later, 2-0 at half-time. That was a Foden assist. Then Foden hit the post, and HAALAND tapped in for his hat-trick, 3-0, and came off early again. Just like Guardiola joking in the press conference that he took him off to avoid him breaking Messi's FA Cup record. So a bit of Pep sarcasm, which seems to be the way of things at the moment. Obviously, he was like that on Tuesday night, having been told that HAALAND had equalled Messi's Champions League record of 5 goals in a game, and obviously would almost certainly have broke it had he stayed on. So Guardiola not forgetting that little sting of criticism, and making a joke in a press conference about Messi's FA Cup record. But that's just the way of things for HAALAND at the moment. His record is incredible. 9 goals in a week, 9 goals in 135 minutes since he scored that penalty against Palace last week. So just a phenomenal record at the moment. And even after he'd gone off, it didn't stop City. A couple for Alvarez, a goal for Cole Palmer, and 6-0 in the end. It was a brilliant second half from City, and maybe a little harsh on Burnley in the end, but it kind of shows you the difference. And Kompany's just been saying that this is the difference between championship games and coming to City and playing City in this form at the moment. They are playing absolutely brilliantly. It was eventually another superb performance. Like I say, it took a while to get them going. There was notable frustration in that first half an hour. Just before he scored, HAALAND let rip at his teammates for not backing up his press. There was a little bit of tension. Guardiola getting frustrated when Diaz aimed a pretty aimless long ball to Erling Haaland. So things just not quite clicking. Then all of a sudden they do go long, they get the goal, and that broke the back of it. Really, it's 6 wins in a row now for City, 5 in a row without conceding, 13 goals in 2 games here this week. They are hitting form at the perfect time. This is probably the best form they've been in all season, and it's come at a point when they're trying to chase Arsenal down at the top of the league, got Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarterfinals, and now an FA Cup semi-final, so it's very well timed. Pep again just asked about it in his press conference and said that the players are basically embracing the jeopardy. They know now a defeat in any competition might be terminal, given they are chasing Arsenal, and that is bringing out the best in them. They know they cannot afford to slip up, and they aren't slipping up. They are, like we say, playing superbly at the moment, and they have a striker who is just smashing records left, right and centre. 42 goals in 37 games now. Guardiola's just been talking about HAALAND off the pitch, really, his joy of life. He said his positive personality, he's always happy, always smiling, and he believes that helps him on the pitch, but he doesn't need a lot of help. His sniffing out of chances in his first time finishing this week has been absolutely remarkable, and it's been another statement day for him, another statement day for City into the FA Cup semi-finals. Treble talk maybe heating up ever so slightly. An international break now, probably coming at a not great time given how well City are playing at the moment, but 2 weeks until they welcome Liverpool to the Etihad, and the possibility of a couple of months that could be defining, that will be defining, and could be absolutely sensational for City, especially with Erling Haaland in this form.